We at Benedictine are beginning the second century of educating young men of the Richmond community. In order to fulfill this mission, we are leaving our current location in the Fan and moving west, where we can expand our facilities and continue to carry out the philosophy of our founding fathers. This is a decision I fully support. Since 1911, the mission of the Benedictine monks has been to educate young men in the full and true sense of the word. Give them a general, vigorous, and well-rounded development of all their faculties, mental and moral, preparation for their chosen life's work. This is done in academics, athletics, theology, military. Each student was required to take Latin and Greek, English composition, rhetoric and literature, ancient, medieval, English, modern, and American history, algebra, geometry, physics, and chemistry. Athletics. To develop their physical acumen, this was accomplished through various sports including football, basketball, baseball, track, and crew. Theology. Basic principles of the faith, liturgy and liturgical services, mass, prayer, and devotional services. Leadership. They developed their leadership skills through the military program, where they carried out their leadership roles under the guidance of military cadre, a lab in leadership. The satisfaction of this Benedictine training, as witnessed in the alumni, through leadership positions in the military during wartime, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and today. Also their roles in society, the business world, and in their relationship with God, where they hold many leadership positions in their various parishes. Thank you for hearing my thoughts on this very important matter. God bless.
Hello, my name is Jesse Grapes. I'm the headmaster of Benedictine High School in Richmond, Virginia. The following is the presentation that was given to parents, students, faculty members, and alumni over the period of February 20th to February 25th at the Benedictine Abbey concerning the sale of the property on Shepherd Street from the Benedictine Society of Virginia to the Richmond Museum of Fine Arts. Please allow me to start with an apology that many of you heard of the potential for this sale via the print media. A bit on the timeline of recent events. On the afternoon, early evening of Thursday, February 17th, a letter of intent was signed between the Benedictine Society of Virginia and the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts for the potential sale of the property on Shepherd Street. This sale, or this letter of intent, being agreed to late in the week, again Thursday evening, it was deemed that the school could not pull together parents, faculty, students, and alumni with such short notice and only one business day remaining in the week and a very large basketball game on the 19th against Norfolk Christian. Therefore, the school, the Benedictine Society, and the Virginia Museum agreed to a period of confidentiality, essentially a quiet period until 21 February, when the school could present to its constituents, those mentioned earlier, this information in a concise and explanatory way. However, print media gained access to some details of this potential transaction on the evening of the 18th of February and informed members of the Benedictine Society that they would print a story on Saturday the 19th of February with or without confirmation from the school and the museum. So again, I apologize that you were informed via the press, if that was the case, and just ask humbly that you listen to this presentation, look at the slides and the information presented, and consider the value of a Benedictine education in Richmond, a Catholic military boys education, for the next 100 years serving the sons and grandsons and great-grandsons of our current students and some of your own great-great-grandsons. What you see on this slide is a picture, the earliest picture that we have access here to at school, of the graduating class of the year 1914-15. You can see the main structure on Shepherd Street in the background, and you notice that there's some striking things about this picture. One, the only structure existing is the current academic building, because when Benedictine was built, the church was inside the building, as well as the monks' cells where they lived, and all of the academic classrooms. So the monastic community, the church that supported the school, and the students themselves all coexisted in one facility. Another thing you might notice is that when Benedictine was built, this was not the part of the metropolis of Richmond. It was built out in the country. If you look in the upper right corner of this picture from 1914, you will notice that some homes still exist, which were the homes built for retired Confederate officers. Not half a century earlier, this same area was on the line for the outer defense of Richmond, which you can access the captured map online today. Any military enthusiasts or former or active military members who know a bit about the concept of the defense understand that the outer defenses for a unit or fortification are built significantly far away from the important urban centers and structures and locations of population. That's why they're called the outer defenses. So Benedictine at one time was out in the country before the museum district and Fan grew into the beginnings of what is now the West End. And the students, monks, and church were all located in one structure. You heard Father Adrian already describe some of the history of the school, its curriculum, some of the athletic opportunities that were offered then, not all of them offered today, and the Benedictines' commitment to education. We'll discuss this further in later slides. On slide number 3, you see a watercolor rendition of the vision for Benedictine for the next 100 years. It's important to start here and explain what the official current status is of our relationship with the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, and that is we are in a period of negotiations based on a letter of intent signed between those two institutions, the Benedictine Society and the museum, which means that there is not a contract yet to sell the school, but we are still in a negotiations period. As you can see in this watercolor, which depicts part of what already exists, although a refurbished version of that, which is the academic facility with the church in the center, in the top left of this watercolor, and a design of what our new field house will look like in the top right, and then again a close-up of the entrance to that field house in the lower right corner. One thing that you might notice already about that field house is our intent is to preserve the exterior aesthetic of that building as much as possible in the new facility, because the Memorial Gym is so beloved and well designed to begin with. Talk about that more in a later slide. Also, you may notice our intention to recreate the iconic symbol of Benedictine, which is its bell tower at our new facility, which you see in the top left, and a close-up of the base in the lower left with a brass statue of St. Benedict at that base, which is apropos given that St. Benedict 1500 years ago is the founder of Benedictine education, and we have had secondary schools and universities that sprung from St. Benedict's original scriptoriums and academic institutions in the Middle Ages. Those have developed throughout the world for the last 1500 years.